Welcome back to the fourth and final video of my Back to School for Your Diet series. As you might recall, last time we talked about movement, both in terms of activity and official workouts, and the benefits they have to both our bodies and our minds, and a couple of tips and tricks for you to go ahead and add those to your routine. In the video previous to that, we talked about tracking, the importance of tracking everything we eat. No matter what plan we are on, most of them involve us keeping track of something. Points, calories, macros, whatever it is, odds are you're tracking to lose weight. And we have to make sure we take into consideration all of the things that we are putting into our bodies, including things like beverages. We also talked about the importance of tracking things like our progress, our measurements, our photos, etc., etc. And then our first video was an introduction to help set you up for success, set some goals, do some homework, find your why, and really hit the ground running. Today, in our fourth and final video, we are talking a little bit about something that you might not think is a very important part of your health and weight loss journey, but it turns out it might just be the most important part, and that is your environment. Yes, friends, that's right. Today we are talking about our environment. What we surround ourselves with plays a huge part in the level of success we have on our plan, whatever that plan may be. Surrounding yourself with the right environment really helps you make the right choices at the drop of a hat. Humans are not creatures that have an infinite amount of willpower. Eventually, if you are staring at food that you shouldn't be eating all day long, the longer you're staring at it, the higher the odds are you are going to eventually pick it up and eat it. We like things to be easy. We like things to be done for us. We are inherently lazy beings. So the easier we can make something for ourselves, the better off we are. And making your environment a place that is safe and effective and helpful for your journey is really what's going to help lead you to the most success. So instead of giving you official homework assignments for this video, everything that I'm about to tell you is pretty much a homework assignment. Make sure you go through your environment and make sure it's working for you. Do the things you need to do to get it to work for you. So let's start in the kitchen, because this is obviously the most important part. And if you change nothing else about your environment, make sure your kitchen is ready to give you what you need it to give you at a moment's notice. And a couple of things I do to do that is, one, if you have trigger foods in your house, if you have junk that you cannot help but eat, get rid of it. Just get rid of it. And now it's a lot easier said than done for someone like me, who is just me and my husband, and we are both on a healthy living and healthy lifestyle journey together. So when we don't have any stuff that we shouldn't be eating in the house, it's no skin off our teeth. But I also know that there are people with family members or spouses or children that aren't following the same diet plan. So it might take a little bit extra work, but you can make it work for you. First, especially if you're the one in charge of the food, make sure you're preparing all healthy foods for your families as well. And maybe taking away a couple of the trigger foods for you might also be beneficial to the rest of your family. So don't be ashamed of that. So thing number one is get rid of the trigger foods, or at the very least, put them somewhere you cannot see them or get to them. I like to have a couple of snack type foods in my house, treats, desserts, whatever, but I have them hiding in my pantry in a basket behind a closed door. And imagine my surprise when I walk in there to go look for something and I'm like, oh yeah, I have these little Fiber One brownie things that I completely and totally forgot about. It's rediscovering a treat that's fine for me to have and totally unplanned anyway, but I forget about it because it's not in my direct line of sight all the time. I have also been guilty of having my husband take like the limited edition Oreos. I love trying new Oreos. It's one of my guilty pleasures, but I had him take the Oreos. I'll be like, all right, give me two, and then put them up so high that I have no chance of getting to them. And this is easier for me because I have a disability that prevents me from being able to lift my arms up over my head. So literally, if something is up too high, there's no way I can get it. None. And so I've had my husband hide things from me and put things out of my reach so I can't get to them on my own devices. But that's just one extra thing I do to my environment to ensure that I am not making poor decisions at a moment's notice. So first, get rid of or hide all of your trigger food. Second, make a list of foods that should be in your house. Go to the grocery store and buy them. You should have lean meats. You should have so many fruits and vegetables. Delicious. Eggs, whole wheat, high fiber items, have a nice list of options for you so you can open your refrigerator and see stuff you're allowed to have. It's so nice to be able to open a fridge and be like, I can have this yogurt and some fruit and some whatnot. It's so nice to have a fully stocked refrigerator and pantry full of good for you, delicious things. Things that have helped me shop the perimeter of the grocery store. And I have noticed that more often than not, that's what I'm doing. I walk through the produce section, the dairy, the meat, and maybe even the butcher section if I'm feeling a little extra luxurious and I can pick up some high-end meats occasionally. But everything that I need is all in the perimeter of the store. And then maybe there are a few staple things like the bread or some peanut butter for my husband or something like that that I have to run into the aisles for. But I would say 85 to 90% of my grocery shopping is done through the perimeter of the store. So if you don't really know what kind of stuff you should be eating, start there, because odds are if it's in the aisle, you don't necessarily need it. Once you've gotten rid of all the junk and you've gone to the grocery store, it's time to meal prep. Yes, I know meal prep is time consuming, but do you know how amazing it feels to have all of your fruits and vegetables washed, chopped, ready to go, snacks at the ready, Tupperware containers loaded so you can open the fridge and everything is done for you. So when the snack attack strikes, you don't have to go, oh, this is, let me just grab this bar because it's easier, or let me just grab this pre-done whatever, insert high calorie, poor life choice here, right? When you open the fridge and you see, oh, the vegetables and hummus are right there already prepped and ready for me to go, it's so much easier to just grab that and make a good decision. So make sure you have everything stocked, prepped, ready to go. Now, just because I said get rid of the junk doesn't mean that you shouldn't enjoy something from time to time. Believe you me, nobody has a bigger sweet tooth than I do. I am a certified sugar addict and I'm actually coming down off of about a week of misbehaving right now as I speak, where the sugar intake was far too much. And you wanna know a secret? I started feeling like absolute and utter crap because of it. Low energy, foggy brain, all of the stuff that you're like, you know that you're doing this to yourself, but guess what? I got some fresh fruits and vegetables yesterday. I've been on point all day and I am feeling great. And my environment had a lot to do with that. Now, the easiest way I find for me personally to enjoy something decadent and delicious like a brookie from my local Jewel Osco, which is a grocery store by me, then they are divine. They are the most divine things ever. Or a piece of cake or a slice of pie, something. Go to the store, buy one. Buy a single slice of pie or one brookie, or go and get a single serving of cake or something like that. You can spend a little bit more, get yourself a nice, luxurious, single serving treat, bring it home and eat it, but then it's all gone. There is no more temptation. You've had your indulgence, you've tracked your indulgence, and there is no other way for you to get into any trouble. Believe me, I have gotten into trouble knowing that there's a leftover of whatever indulgence in the fridge or on the counter or whatever. If it's there, I can't help myself. So I make sure that it's not there for me to enjoy again and again and again and again, and all of a sudden I'm off track. You know what I'm saying? So the solution is really simple. When it comes to your environment, make sure the bad stuff is gone, the good stuff is plentiful and prepared, because you're not letting a lack of willpower or a lack of motivation to win, because you will only have good options, and it makes it nice and easy. So when you're hurried or you're just not motivated to prep something, everything's already done for you. So the kitchen is obviously the most important part of your environment that you need to take care of in order to be successful on plan. But let's talk about a couple of other things in your environment too. Personally speaking, I think that in general, a tidy house for me is a lot less anxiety provoking. And when I'm feeling anxious and stressed and oh my God, I have 5 loads of laundry to do and this and that, blah, 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 blah. Can anybody else relate? Any of you housewives, can you relate? Oh my goodness. It's so stressful that it just kind of triggers my desire to go and get a snack from the kitchen and forget that I have all this work to do, right? So I find that a couple of extra things that help me is making sure my home is regularly tidy, at least tidy enough to prevent any of that anxiety from flaring up and causing me to want to go binge on something. I also find that having a calm and restful space to sleep, my bedroom, is really important because sleep, believe it or not, is one of those unsung heroes of a weight loss journey. If you are getting an adequate amount of sleep and you wake up feeling energized and amazing, it is a lot easier to stay on track. And on the flip side, on days that you have not had a lot of sleep, I know for me personally, I start to turn to food for my energy. And of course, the quick bursts of energy is not found in the good for you foods. It's found in the sugar and it's found in the excessive caffeine. I love caffeine, don't get me wrong, but I try and stop drinking it around mid-afternoon. But on days that I just need that extra, oh, it's a disaster. My diet is a disaster on days I don't get enough sleep. So it is important to keep your bedroom, your environment, a calm and peaceful and easy place to get some rest. Another environment tip, keep something that reminds you of your goal within your area of vision, a place you always go. Maybe you tape a picture or a mantra onto your refrigerator or in your office, or you hang that dress that you have for when you hit your goal size right in the front of your closet, so every time you walk in there in the morning, you see that dress and go, yes, that is what I'm working towards. Anything you can do to help rekindle and re-inspire and re-motivate, because heaven knows we need that again and again and again, each and every day, sometimes every hour. Anything you can do to set yourself up to give yourself those reminders, huge. Absolutely huge in making your environment work for you. Pro tip that you've probably heard a million times before, if you want to go and work out in the morning, the night before, go ahead and lay out those workout clothes and those gym shoes so you don't have to search for anything first thing in the morning. You can get up and you can go and grab your clothes. So basically what I'm saying is this, make your environment work for you, because if you are surrounded by inspiring, motivating, and completely prepped things, you are much more likely to stay on plan no matter what your plan is. And that's everything for this series. Those are my back to school, back to basics, here's how to jumpstart your diet in the last bit of the year, tips, tricks, and advice. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite part of this series was, or if you have any environment tips that you would like to share. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you like this series, and don't forget to hit subscribe so you get informed every time I upload something new. Also, what would you guys like to see next? I'm really enjoying doing series and stuff like this for you, so I would love to know what you want to see. As always, thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch. Take care, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!